Life has a funny way of slapping you in your head because you needed a wake-up call. Life has a way of turning negative in your life into a positive situation. With having many setbacks in life, it took one humbling experience to set the tone of what I was supposed to do. Hi, my name is Shani Hanna, and I have a story to tell. Return to your origins, the primal inclination strategy. In order to master a field, you must love the subject and feel a profound connection to it, by Robert Greene. That little quote makes me reflect on my younger years. When I was growing up, I enjoyed writing. I had to probably be in elementary or junior high, where I would write short stories or plays. And then I would take my Barbie dolls and have them act out the characters. So I would have a man's voice, girl's voice. But it's something that I enjoy doing. I love to write. And I liked acting at that age. Besides that, I also loved working with children. I used to work in the daycare of my church. Now, with me explaining this, it's just me letting you know that this is what was in my heart. No one told me I had to do this. No one said, Shani, go do this or go do that. It is something I always love doing. I love teaching children. I love showing them new things. When I was in high school, I even used to go to my cousin's house and I would help put on a show, and I would get my cousins, my little girl cousins, to do cheerleading with me. I would teach them choreograph a step or a dance, and then my boy cousin would rap. And this is what I did, and at 12 years old, between 10 and 12, that's when I used to really do shows. But most importantly, it was something I did when I was a child. As I got older and I became a mother at a young age, and at the time I was a single mother, all I thought about was working and getting a career to make sure I could provide for my son. And then of course, from having a son to then becoming a family of 6, I no longer thought about those previous dreams. I only thought about taking care of my family. Avoid the false path rebellion strategy. I no longer thought about my dreams, only thinking of making money so my family would live comfortably. I accepted a career in which I wasn't happy. I made great money, but it didn't do anything for me. But with driving the city bus for New York City Transit Authority, I learned that I still enjoyed training people or teaching them. So I began to do research and say that I was going to find a way to do my job to the best of my ability, get a promotion so I could become a supervisor. And being a supervisor, I could then go into the training department and teach. So here we go, once again, coming back to that fundamental word, teach. I wanted to teach others how to do my job and do it the right way with proper training, proper knowledge, and not giving them false ideas. This is what I thought about. So in the back of my mind, I still want to teach. Something to think about. Occupy the perfect niche, the Darwinian strategy. Quote, people occupy particular fields within which they must compete for resources and survival. End quote, by Robert Greene. Basically, in this area, I feel that I was looking for outlets to make money. It went from retail jobs to banking jobs to then eventually working at New York City Transit Authority, which was where my career had started. If you want to say like my career started. But I was competing in a market in all those categories that were overly saturated, and none of them were fulfilling. When you're trying to survive and make ends meet, you tend to take jobs because you just want to make money. And that was my focus point, making money. So I took jobs that everybody wanted, and it had no bearing for me. It did nothing for me. I wasn't satisfied. And that's why I always kept looking for the next best thing, of course, with more money, but I never really was happy. Let go of the past, the adaptation strategy. Quote, "You are on your own," end quote, by Robert Greene. Now, although I was working for New York City Transit, I also enjoyed hosting parties and planning them. When I was growing up, I enjoyed making sure that other people had fun. So I would come together and help, help put together a birthday party. I did some wedding planning. I did all these things. But as I got older, I started saying those were not fulfilling me. And every time I turned around, everybody's a wedding planner. Everybody's a party planner. How could Shani make herself different than everyone else? And it was basically, you had to own up to what you wanted to do, but you had to find your niche in order to move on, to persevere. So if planning events was something I enjoyed, I had to figure out a way to take my skills and do it better so that I would stand out. Find your way back, the life or death strategy. In this particular area, I basically can tell you, working at New York City Transit for over 13 years, unfortunately, my career came to a halting end because of my health. And because of my health, I could no longer work. And then I started thinking, self, what are you gonna do? You're too young to just sit at home and do nothing. So I decided to go back to school. And what better way than to go back for event planning, because that's what I love doing, right? So I went back to school. I decided to attend college at Full Sail University, which was online. And there I took up entertainment business, and I learned the nicks and crannies of everything you would possibly want to know behind the scenes of entertainment business. But it also opened my eyes up with event planning / public relations, because I was definitely starting to think about that area. It's really oversaturated. 1, it's for the 20-year-old. 2, it's an aggressive job. And 3, with my health being what it was, it might be a little too much for me to do at this present time. And that's where I had my life-changing event, where I had to make a decision on how I can take everything I've learned and do something with it to better myself. And the first things that came to my mind is, I love writing and I want to give back to the youth. So as I started to tell you, or begin to tell you, my life changed. My life-changing moment was in the middle portion of my degree, when I decided I want to further my studies to enhance my skills and take that and give back. Give back to the youth in such a way, whether it be teaching them or having a club, but I want to give them the tools, the tricks and the trades, the street savvy, the book savvy knowledge of how to do the business in the entertainment field, or it could be other fields. It doesn't necessarily have to be entertainment, but I want to give it back. So in the end, my end goal is becoming that writer who is going to write a book. I'm not sure if it's going to be based on life experiences, but I am going to write a book that I believe is going to resonate with a lot of people. And my second is to focus on getting the tools so I can go out there and teach the young adults of today, or as they call it, the millennials. I don't know what they'll call it by the time I start teaching, but I would love to help them in a direction where if they're not as fortunate as myself to go to school, they will have the knowledge to go out there and be an event manager or public relations person, writer, or if they just want to go out and help the world. That is what I want to do. And I thank Full Sail for giving me the opportunity to get to this point. And now with taking the degree program of New Media Journalism, I'm going to take all that, hone in on it, not only enhance my writing, but allow myself or learn how to articulate myself in a way that is becoming of a graduate. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.